From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spire on the radio.
Good. Hello to Jack Goodall. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Ruben?
Very well, thank you. Thank me to chat to you again. So, can you tell me, how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
How long have I been writing songs for?
Yeah.
Oh, many years, since I was 8. So they weren't very good to begin with. But if we count that, then I'm 34 now. So what's that? It's a while, anyway.
Quite a few years.
28 years or something ridiculous. No, I can't do maths. Really can't do maths.
So, what was it like going into a recording studio, recording your debut album called England?
It was great, yeah. When I did that, well, some of that was recorded at home, and I was with people that I was with Jack Smith, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know them, but they were a great band, and Tom was helping me. Tom Hollick, who lived up the road from me in Bromsgrove. Yeah, so that was great, yeah. And it's been a while now. On to the one I've got coming up now is technically my 5th album.
So, can you tell me more about the single that is called Big House?
Pardon?
Big House. The single that is called Big House?
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, well, that's just Big House. So the title makes me think of like a techno anthem or house track, but it's definitely not that. So it's a ballad, and it's sort of inspired by when you go and see, shared houses and things. We visited a friend of a friend's house in Stroud, and that sort of inspired the song. They're all living together, like a sort of commune in a way, and that was sort of, I felt something to aspire to. Nowadays, maybe not so much, but I am living in a house with my friends, and it's pretty good. Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about Jack Goodall and the Kick? Because I know you've got a band.
Well, the Kick's finished now. Yeah, sorry. So we were together formed in COVID times. We recorded out of here the album, and we did some gigs together. It was pretty difficult to keep a band together, and we all sort of drifted apart a bit. So, but it was brilliant at the time, and more democratic than I'd ever been before. People, Jack Smith, Emma Redding, and David Rhys-Jones contributing a lot creatively. And yet it was democratic, which was nice. It didn't last, but it was good.
So, can you tell me about a single that is called Never Happened?
Yeah, we did. So that's the single that's released longest to go, but it's appearing on the new album Ort. And it's written by me and Jack Smith, the drummer, who now lives in France half the time. And we recorded that in Castle Vale in a very fancy studio with what's his name, Zach Sawyer Coffee. It's partly inspired by dance tunes of like the Eurythmics, that sort of synth pop feel, I suppose.
So, where do you get your inspiration for songwriting?
Well, various places. I can never really, if I plan to write a song, it doesn't tend to happen. Or it doesn't tend to be any good. But stuff springs out of nowhere. And it's often when you least expect it. I like these kind of songs that say things that other people didn't, or topics that haven't been covered. So if I chance on some sort of idea, that I think is different and worth pursuing, then that's what I'll do. For example, there's a song called Fun Runners that the Kick and I did, which is coming out on the new album as well. And it was this idea of you can't run from yourself. And it also, when you see people running in the parks and things, I think you can't run from yourself. Not that that's often for charity, but and it also, there's a line in there called "Reinvention is just avoidance," which comes from Killing Eve, the TV series. It's directly a line from there. So in that case, TV. And there's a song, the last song on the new album is called "The Year That the Albatross," and the whole line is a lot of the lyrics. The year that the albatross settled in the Southwest Hall is a line directly, or almost directly, copyright's all right, but from a book called Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. So yeah, sometimes directly from a book.
So, can you tell me about your latest single called Victim?
Yeah, Victim was a lot of fun to do. That's got a different band on. That's Jack Bowles on drums, Glyn Phillips on percussion, and there's a group of my friends singing backing vocals on it as well, all women. Which again, very different feel for me, but I thought it was relevant for the song. It's not really clear what the song's about. But partly it's this idea of whether people accept victimhood. Some people are done down and have a terrible time, and they don't take it into their personhood in a way. They don't want to be known as the victim, and then other people can use that status of being done down, and so yeah, it's sort of looking into that really, and not one isn't really better than the other. I don't mean it in a judgmental way, but it's just how you see yourself and how sometimes things can have a traumatic effect on you. And yeah, as you can see, the more I talk about it, the less I know what it's about.
So, can you tell me more about your the latest album that released on the 28th of March called Ort?
Ort, yeah. So where have I put that? Still make CDs. I still listen to CDs. It's inspired by the Ort Cafe Ort, which is no longer around, unfortunately, in Borsall Heath. And it was the spirit of that. A lot of the people that are on it, I've met there, say about 6 years ago or so. And there's a spirit of freedom and being able to be yourself and to be expressive, free to say and be who you want to be. And though the album's not a concept album, I feel that spirit is really part of it, in the lyrics and in the people, the way it's played. So it's kind of a tribute to those good days.
So I know you've got some gigs coming up very soon. So tell me more about them.
Yeah, we're playing in Amersham, which I've never been to before, which is near. Do you know Amersham?
No.
Near London, anyway. I'm sure some people know it. Next week, and the following week, I think it is, we're in my hometown of Bromsgrove, not far from yourself, in the Fairfield Hall, which is a place I used to go to school discos as a kid. So I've come very far. And we're doing a few other gigs, Newport and Oxford, Tewkesbury, all the big ones.
So, Kinton, what's it like being an independent artist for you?
It's got its good side and it's got its bad side. When I see the Grammys and things like that, my friend was showing me some footage from the Grammys. I thought, yeah, I don't think this is really for me. The kind of show they put on there, it didn't seem to have much to do with the music. So it's, as an independent artist, it's sometimes hard to get the attention to your music. You don't have a marketing team, but then you also don't have to put up with things that just distract from the music, that are just fluff in terms of the Grammys or awards and all that sort of nonsense. So it's a struggle, but it feels worthwhile when things go well.
So, finally, can you find you on your social media?
Oh yeah, so there's jackgoodall.com, which is just the website, but that's got links to all sorts of videos and social media. TikTok, which I thought I would never use, is quite a big thing. You know, I probably came late to that, but that gets a lot of attention. So that's where most people are seeing me on TikTok, yeah. But I've also got Facebook, so Jack Goodall Music on Facebook, and Instagram. I think, yeah, Jack Goodall Music again on.
Thank you. Let me chat to you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. And yourself. See you.
And goodbye. Goodbye. Bye bye.